I can't help but feel crazy. All the walls are crashing down while everyone around me, tells that I should just calm down. Nothing ever happens. I hear everybody say, while everything that's made that true is being cut away. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. The thing about a blitzkrieg, it only takes a spark. By the time you hear the thunder, it'll be too late to start. We gotta be united if we're gonna have a say. For everything we've worked for, they will take it all away. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. Everything we work for, they will take it all away. Yeah, everything we work for, they will take it all away. Everything we work for, they will take it all away. Yeah, everything we work for, they will take it all away. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. This is a disaster. But until the shit hits home, the poison will just fester, while the king secures his throne. Blue Picture perfect holidays are to me puddle of cockroaches awful sight. Oven roses on trays are to me a plate of rotten awful scent. It's a miracle 'cause people hurt people. Did you think of that for major plans? If you're here to expose when my head pulled through the sand. Another clue. Why so blue? Another clue. Why so December swallow the sun whole, falling and light, pinky cross to go.
someone else. I've shown the best side of myself. Maybe
just far away, yeah. After the fall, it's all on me now. Out in space, I'm at the mercy of the drifting. I'm at the mercy of the weightlessness and all these sights to see. Buddies on Mars and a sweet little piece from Venus. I'm on the way, no deviation I can take. Float away from these suckers, shine, nah, nah, nah. You guys are lame, take it out of the game on my own terms. See it never again, shine, nah, 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 nah. Take it out of the
Okay, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Sunday session for the live community review. Hope we're all doing good. Hopefully you can hear me. I made the bad decision of updating to Windows 11 last night. So this morning it messed everything up and I spent like 2 hours fixing all my settings. Wait, who does host? This is me. It's Stripey. It's Stripe McCoy. I have taken gracefully taken John Trent's place as the Sunday host because he is busy. So yeah, welcome. Yeah, yeah, I know. British jump scare, I believe. Got replaced by the aliens. They finally got him. We have a very full house today. I think this is the first time we've actually maxed out the roles. Yeah, that was the main reason I did it, because of the lack of security updates. However, they got rid of the taskbar being on the side of the screen, and that really annoys me. I've always had it on the right-hand side of my screen. Either way, I'll get used to it. Let's see. Yeah, Microsoft knows better. They always know better. Right, let me grab the list. We have a very full house today. Yeah, we had a lot of low rolls today. We had, if we include Chameleons, it would be 5 low rolls below 10, which is pretty rare. Oh, here we are. Yeah, what options do we have? I mean, there is Linux. I've been tempted to move at some point, but I'm not ready to get into that rabbit hole yet. Okay, so Jaden, just checked. I assume you've sent. Yeah, it's here. I see it. Okay. So before we begin, the live community review is where we get to hang out, listen to each other's music, and give feedback on it. Whenever you use this tag to provide your feedback, you'll earn a token, and you can earn those tokens to submit things like premiere alerts and our community playlist, which is highly underutilized. I know PAX has now made it a bi-monthly playlist now. So instead of updating every month, it's every 2 months, I believe, or 3 months. But, you know, if you guys have a ton of tokens, you might want to look into submitting to that. It's a good way to put your music out there and let other people hear you. Oh, I always forget about the playlist too, and I'm a moderator, so don't feel guilty about it. Oh, hey, Dices, welcome in, welcome in. How many spaces? I can fit you in, Dices, if you would like to join in at the end. Oh no, you've already submitted. Forget me. Do not worry. I see you. I think I see you on here. Is that? Have you submitted yet? No, that's from last time. But if you want to join in, Dices, I can bring you in at the end. It's totally up to you. You can be played before me. I think the playlist currently resets. Now it's every 3 months it's going to be. So your song will be on there every 3 months, and it's 3 tokens to submit a song. But obviously, if the playlist becomes more popular, we may shorten it down to 2 months or 1 month. We have just started. Hold on. Let me put in the stream link just in case. Boop, 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 boop. 1 second, guys. There we go. So I think we're ready to start, are we? I think we're all ready. Jaden, you are first up with a 1, the lowest roll possible. Let's see, so let me put in my Jaden. Alright, we're all ready. Alright, so Jaden says, "Hi everyone, today is a demo track featuring Rissa on viola and my friend Riven, I think that's how you pronounce it, on vocals. It isn't fully mixed and it isn't mastered, so it's quiet and rough sounding. Mainly looking for feedback on the composition and performance. Not really looking for mix advice as I haven't started mixing yet. Thanks." Awesome. Alright. And he provided the lyrics too. You cannot roll a 0. I don't think Volts has set it for a 0. I think it's a 1 to 64. I think. Let me find the file. Is this one, I hope. All right. Oop. Getting ahead of myself. Alrighty. Minus 50. Yeah, I don't think we can go that bad. Alright. Okay, so this is Jaden to start off for the night. All right, what a first track to start us off. Good stuff, dude. I know you've said you've done no mixing on this. I think some people have pointed out some very good points that I want to hunt down. Let me try and find out. I was reading along to it while listening to the tunes, and I was like, yeah, that made a lot of sense. Let me see. What was someone said? Yeah, Ellie pointed out that the transition from the quote unquote goblin noises model to start singing, I think the vocals in general could use a little bit of tightening up, but in terms of like the structure, I think it's really good. And I think when the vocals come back in the second half, it transitions very smoothly to my ear. So I think if we look aside like the lack of mixing at the moment because it is a demo, structurally, I think you need to focus more in the first half than the second half, personally. Let's see what some other people are saying. I saw Dices was like, I like the structure of the song, not a fan of this genre, but I enjoy it. Vocals seem to be a little behind all the other instruments. And then Anthropophobia Project also said, I'm all about the energy and emotion that went into this. Can't wait to hear the mixed version. Yep. We've got Flat, who was like, the intro in the verse works well, screams sound good, but the different tracks could be tighter. Same for some of the guitars. J-Flow also saying, really enjoyed the ending performance-wise. I noticed there were a couple of riffs in the guitars towards the beginning that could have been tighter. Personally like how hectic it sounded and when they weren't tight. The switch of halfway through was a little jarring, but I think it could become much smoother once you start mixing. Yeah, I agree. I think the mix is going to make or break something like that. Yeah, Dices, if you want to chuck it, I can add you on at the end before my song. I'll have you on because we had someone drop out. So yeah, totally. Set also said, nice, very elaborate. I like how dynamic it is. The viola part in the middle, that could be more classical, quote unquote, with the singing fitting and transition smoothly into it. And the guitar solo, taking it out, was kind of awesome. Like we said, the vocals sound a bit disjointed, but I think it's more of a tuning thing for me. It's just hard for me to tell how it will sound when it's tuned. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it was Aman as well who mentioned about bringing the vocals a bit back in the mix. Right now they're a bit forward. I agree with that as well with the screaming vocals in the first half. I think they're too forward in the first half, but they sounded much better in the second half to me. Yeah, night and day once it's mixed. Yeah, I agree. Hearing a British LCR again. Who was the last British person? I can't remember the last British host we had. I'm trying to think. But yeah. Half American. I know. I've got too many American friends that I talk to on Discord, so the accent has bled into me. I spent 2 months in America too, which probably didn't help. Hey, we got another Brit here. That's fine. All right. So that was the first track. We are gonna go on to track number 2, which is Billy, who rolled a 2. So we had a 1 and a 2 back to back. So yeah, do this. Do. Oh, I really need to make this blurb section bigger. I keep meaning to do it and I keep forgetting. Luckily, it's just the last couple words. All right. So Billy says they are working on a free sample pack of strange textures, drones, atmospheres, and percussion, and I'm considering this track as part of the showcase for the pack. This is cool. I don't think we've had something like this before. My focus creating the pack has been about making long, evolving, unique sounds that have modulation baked in that allow more freedom when using the sounds. The track is an industrial techno IDM type thing made using the same sound sources and samples for the sample pack. My hope is that it communicates those evolving industrial textures and effectively shows how they can be used. Thanks for listening. All right, let me pull the track up. This is a cool idea. I know people make these, but I don't think we've ever had one in a LCR before. Yes, write your speeches. Get them ready. All right, so this will be Billy's song. I might need to down. Yeah, I'm just downloading the wave now. All right, here we go. All right, good stuff, dude. Really cool. I think I literally just saw it. Yeah, Koyomi also mentioned like some vocals over this would be crazy good. Like in the IDM styles that I know, you get those like it's kind of like talking, right? It's just like a simple talking motif. Something like that would work pretty well with like a high delay kind of feedback. Let's see what some people have said. Someone also mentioned, yeah, Vertlane also said too short. There's resonant notes, cool points of interest. Yeah, Koima says it also works on its well. Works well on its own. Ellie said that instrumentally she digs it. They dig it, sorry. And the it's a little repetitive. I think considering it's what's the word? You're using it as a sample pack kind of showcase. The repetition might be something you want to look at. I do agree there because it's kind of like a compilation of sounds. Let's see what some other people said. Jaffafa loved the glitchy intro and how it sort of builds on itself. I'm not super familiar with the genre, but it might benefit you to have some sort of change up halfway through where the beat opens up a little bit. It's a good start for sure. Dices as well. It was pretty nice. I'm not an EDM fan myself, but I get it, and this rocks. Did not hit anything wrong with it. Ah, Kiyomi likes a repetition. There you go. I mean, to be fair, in IDM, repetition's kind of like a staple, is it not? You kind of like build upon the same motif. J-Flow as well sounds nice. Could definitely imagine using some of these samples myself. Spread out the stereo field a bit, and it might sound bigger. Were these just the bass samples? Or are you also applying some additional effects on top? Good question. Yeah, I'd be curious to know. Yeah, I'm on it. It says it as well. Techno usually very repetitive, actually. Yeah. No, it's a good point to bring up, honestly. Oh yeah, when is the pack ready? Yeah. Nice, you got an example of like a pack to share. That's cool. Yeah, make sure you share when this pack comes out. We have a me find the thing. We have this. I know it says resource tips, but it's like it's meant to be like a slash, but the channels don't allow it. So any packs or like samples you guys make, you can share them in that channel because it's to share music resources. So yeah, when it releases, put it in that channel, dude, for sure. Jaden as well. I really enjoyed that. Very wet sounds. Could have used some more variety. It's a bit repetitive. I'm not overly familiar with the genre. Some cool, some vocal samples might add to it. Let me show you. It is this one. If you want to share the pack when it's released, you can for sure put it in there. That's where any music-related resources that people have or have released can post them in that channel. Oh, look at that. Bit lane. Please don't add vocal samples for this one. Just make it longer. All right. Cool stuff. I'm interested to see when the pack's release. I would like to check it out because I do a little bit of IDM stuff on the side, so I'd be curious. All right. We are now moving to chat number 3. So in the single-digit rolls, we have Koyomi. While you're typing, I will find your track. There's melodic stuff and drones, so I probably do need to make sure it showcases more stuff. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I mean, at this point, just show as much as you can. You know, maybe if you're talking about making this example shorter, you could have the other half show the other stuff. Just food for thought. Yeah, I agree. Flat. I think it's also fine to pan and stereo spread mono samples because you're showing what can be done with the samples, right? Exactly. Yeah, what someone using it would do. Oh. All right, let me. All right, so Kumi says, I don't know what I was thinking on this, to be honest. I got a bit of inspiration from Tristan and I Sold. I think that's how I pronounce. Of course, just the very intro. It's totally musical, not mixed, just ozone for master. I would like some feedback on the orchestration and the build-up in the middle, alongside the tempo changes. Thanks in advance. Mix ice would be fine too. I did pan and gain stage, but gains it by eye. Headphones are kind of busted on. Oh, hopefully you get some good headphones soon. All right, so this is Kwayomi, guys. All right, good stuff, dude. I see what you mean about the dynamics. I was going to turn it up and then it started building, so yeah, it worked out in the end. Really cool stuff. Someone mentioned it sounded like a scene in a movie, and I got it's a classic British reference, but Fangorn, not is it Fangorn Forest? Whatever the forest in Harry Potter is in the first movie where there's the unicorn. for some reason that imagery popped up in my head. Really nice transitions, good structure. I know Vert said something as well that I was thinking the exact same. I genuinely envy people who can write music in full orchestration mode and not just zimmer the heck out of the chords. Yeah. What little I do with violin is is just slam chords, so yeah, very nice orchestration. See what some people are saying. Yeah, people like the build. Dices, I like that it really transmits the feeling of being lost or being in trouble, and you are about to get caught. It builds up tension very well, and the strings sound beautiful. Aman also suggests they think a bit more movement on the dark shallows would make it more intense. Ellie also suggests that the cutoff was a little too clean. Natural timp has this slight fuzz from the bracing to stop it. Jaden, this almost feels like something from a movie. There it is. Yeah. Like the protagonists are in a forest and they do not realize they're being followed. Really cool composition. Yeah. And then Jaffa. Let me see. Yeah, this was really cool. I feel like I was watching a whole movie and knew exactly what was happening the whole time based on just the tone. The build up did get suddenly very loud, which might throw some headphone users off guard. Over that keep crushing it. Yeah, I mean, you've already mentioned that you just slammed Ozone on as a quick master, so you know the gain staging can be sorted out when you do a proper mix down. J-Flow as well, very interesting to hold that diminished chord at the start. Very tense and dissonant throughout. The harmonies were fantastic in my opinion. Didn't notice any issues with the tempo changes, but with instrumentation, I think the transition from winds to strings could have been a little smoother. Love that Piz section though. Honestly, I didn't even notice any tempo changes. So that, yeah. And then Set, I really liked it. I think you have a lot of interesting ideas that you do good variations of. There was a part near the beginning where you modulated a melody in a few different places, but I think adding some variation to the actual shape once or twice would have made it really drive the point home. Yeah, some really good feedback here, guys. Really good stuff. Yeah, mixing by eye ain't all that bad. I know. If in doubt, just, eyeball it. It's fine. All right. Moving on, we now have the Anthropophobia Project. The name doesn't even fit on the screen. Right there. Okay, so hi everybody, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, dude. I have an instrumental for one of you today. Instrumental one for you today. This one is a tribute to my sister. Lost her a few years ago. Her birthday was just the other day, so I lit a candle and played this song. Any and all feedback is amazing, and I'm still polishing it up. Thanks. All right, well, we'll get in that for you right now, dude. Let me pull it up. This. Grab the file. All right, here we go. This is the Anthropophobia Project. Oh man, that was. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record whenever it comes to your submissions because, yeah, Vert even said it's almost 6 minutes, and even I think it's too short. That could be a 7-minute track. And I think it's a really beautiful birthday present. Really good. Yeah, it's 5 minutes 48 seconds. Does not feel it. Yeah, everyone just I know. Really, really great stuff. I have personally no notes on it. I think it sounds great. Ellie also said something I agree with. I think it's an incredibly evocative piece of music. Any changes that they suggest would take away from its authenticity, for no meaningful gain. Let me see what else we got. Someone mentioned The Gathering. Yes, I also agree. That was a hell of a reference, to be honest. Yeah, let's see. Flat as well. Little tone, couple of birds, pads coming in, very ethereal. Piano matches the ethereal sound. Bigger drums coming in. Electro post leading through. I'm not the biggest fan of the snare sound. Probably a subjective thing. And yeah, great outro. Beautiful tribute. Yeah, absolutely beautiful tribute. Aman, only thing I'd say, maybe not the Strat guitars. Since you are trying to make it more emotional, I usually don't say no to electric guitar, but I think you may replace it with cello or Erhu. I think I pronounced that right. Flat nearly 7 minutes. Hey, we allow songs up to 7 minutes, so if you've got one, you can always do it. Yeah, the northern. I've given myself away. And then Set as well, very well made. Couldn't change the mixing or mastering really. Wouldn't change it really. It sounded perfect to me. The composition was really, really well done. The chord changes with the consistent rhythm was awesome, and you did a great job conveying emotion through dynamics, but also the new sections of chord progressions. Very well made. I'm sorry for your loss. Couldn't put it better myself. I completely agree with the conveying emotion through dynamics vibe for the song. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Komi's also suggests him some winds and some soft brass. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome stuff, dude. Really, really good stuff. You raise the bar each time. Yeah, Aman, you're right. It's all subjective and depends on vision. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. Let's see, where are we at? I believe we are now in the double digits of rolls. Next up, we have J Flow. What do you got for us, buddy? Yes, get submitting if you haven't yet. Do it. You can DM me the song if it's easier than doing the submit thing. Find the file. Ah, nice. You submit it. Okay. So this is a short work in progress, still in the writing stages. I haven't settled on any melodies in the verse and chorus. I hope to eventually find a vocalist to collab with on this. In the meantime, I have a lead guitar doing improvised melodies. Never done this kind of genre before. Just looking for any feedback on how it sounds so far. All right. This is J Flow. Ah, short and sweet. I want it longer. Yeah, Dice, as you mentioned, I was literally thinking you get someone to rap and sing on this, you get the next like Dan Dan like intro. It's perfect for it. Could have fooled me that you haven't done this genre before, you know. I would have had no idea. So, mix wise, I have no notes. I think the only thing stuck out to me is at the very end that repeating guitar melody, which you said is improvised, so it's not permanent, I assume. Got a little bit repetitive to me, but I'm really pulling hairs at that point. Yeah, people are also mentioning it like Japanese music, J-pop. Yeah. Anthro as well saying great mix. I agree. Iman like the guitar tone. Yeah, I have full on. I have no mixed comments on it. Let's see what Jafafa. The guitar tone is great. That would fit great with an anime or some sort of video game background music. Yeah. Flat as well, saying I feel like I'm watching anime's opening credits. Bass is playing very nicely below it. Unexpected chord progressions that just hit right. Yep. Ooh, drums could do a few fills here and there. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Let me see. And then what else we got? Jafafa, yeah. Already read that one. Ellie as well. My concern is that while it's a very solid skate to this song, the sudden ending would line up with me sticking it. And then Billy as well, I think it sounds great. I think a wider delay in the guitar at the end would be cool. Yeah, delay to stagger the outro. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. Set as well sounded great. Can't wait for an epic guitar solo in this. It sounded good to me. Only thing I might keep in mind is making sure it's not too wild for the vocalist to be singing on top of. I'm really not sure, especially during the more repetitive guitar parts. It will probably go hard. Yeah. Anthro as well. I love the fast head bopping energy. Go for much longer. I think it was a great tone on the guitars and just the instrumentation in general. That was great. Could do if it was some drum fills from time to time. So there's two people who think drum fills. I think there's something to look into then. Yeah. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I think that genre suits you. Alright, next up we have Vertlane. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song, mate? Alright. Alright, Vertlane. Starting off with some self-deprecation. Lamest musician strikes again. Here's what you get when you try to put old lame sonorite riff idea into what's basically a disco track with a ton of new age. Because why not? Not finished, probably not fully structured yet, but I'm still thinking about what kind of vibe of vocals would work for this one. So at this time, any comment suggestions, welcome. Alright. We'll be the judge on if it's lame. Find the song. Nice SoundCloud link. Okay, so this is Vertlane. I think the IMF court has decided it is not lame. So you are innocent. Really cool stuff. When the like the stoner rock riff comes back in at like 120 is where I was like sold on the song. I don't mean to put anyone on the spot either here, because they're not actually present for this LCR. But when it comes to the vocals, I imagine I actually pictured like California's vocals for this, and like that upper register reverby kind of voice. I can really hear his voice on this. Curious to see what other people think. Let me read through some of the comments. Yeah, people like the transition into the back in the 70s. Yep, Ghost Clap is epic. Already not lame. Love the riff and high res filters pinking around. Yep. Yeah, really digging this. Yeah, need some vocals on top. Yeah, there's plenty of space for vocals in this. It's really built for vocals, I think. Yeah, Flat says drums could be a little punchier. Foley like SFX are louder than the drums themselves. Cool vibes. Yeah, there's something you could look into for sure. Set as well. I think the only feedback I have of this is some of the sound choices need a bit of work, like the synthy stuff sticks out as more cheesy sounding, but it can easily be tweaked to sound more polished. I was going to say to add more melodic stuff with a good lead sound, but it developed over time into that. So it might be perfect how it is. No mixing or mastering advice that I can really give. Oh, you said vocals will be added. Describe my comment about melody. Yeah. Yeah, Anthro, you agree with me about Cali. Yeah, I think his voice would fit really well. Aman would personally love faster drums on this. There you go. And then Jeff Pfeffer. I keep messing up the name. I'm sorry. Love the use of strings in the song. I feel like someone with the right vocals could go a long way with this piece. I agree. Maybe some female vocals or something. Yeah. I definitely think an upper register kind of voice would work. J-Flow as well. Wow, very groovy. Love how many layers it had. The only thing I noticed was the guitar seemed a bit too far right panned, or at least the mix as a whole seemed right heavy when the guitar came in. You're totally into slow drums. Well, there you go. That's one thing you can be guilty of. Billy as well, I really like all the disco elements. The sims are cool. The filter wind there is cool. The percussion is fitting as well. I say pursue it further. I don't have notes for what you should add, but trust your gut. It's dope. Yeah, there you go, dude. See? We all like it. Definitely not lame. I think you're in the clear. I'm into speed. Yeah, the EDM guy is into speed. What a shocker. Alright, let me see. I believe we have up next is Iman Spark. Speak of the devil. Really. Alright, Iman, I assume you wrote your speech as usual. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. And the link as well. It's another Spotify, isn't it? Oh, interesting. Sorry, I don't want to spoil it because I just saw what it is, so that's fun. All right, so here I have a sleepy speech. Oh, it is late for you, isn't it? All right, so this is a song. This song of mine got released quite a while back in April. It's actually a Nightcore version of my own song, Dark Destiny. Let me know what you think. I haven't listened to Nightcore in a while. Since April. Let me quickly open it up on my actual Spotify so I don't get ads on the browser. Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is Amon's song, Dark Destiny, Nightcore Edition. Nice. It was surprisingly interesting how it turns into a trance song just by speeding it up. I remember the original, and I don't know how much you sped it up, but I feel like you sped it up a good like 20 BPM, right? Maybe more. I saw someone also put, is it the Impossible Game? Is that what I'm seeing at the top? The square? I think that's called the Impossible Game. It definitely has that Newgrounds kind of aesthetic to it, which I'm quite nostalgic for. And then let's see what some people are saying. Billy says, I feel like the bass could be a bit thicker, yeah. Mix is fine, feels safe, maybe muck it up a little, yeah, correct. I think that's kind of like one of the catch-22s of Nightcore. When you speed something up, obviously the bass frequencies get higher, so the bass becomes a little lacking, so yeah. Ellie is actuallying the Nightcore label. I think I'm trying to think what's for me Nightcore specifically is like the pitched up vocals, right? But I mean tomato, right? Flat as well, yeah. As the kit tempo is going hard, the audio progression in the next repetition is welcome. Then the return of short delayed pianos. Things end fairly quickly and expected to break down and return to the catharsis after. So, yeah. Yamachi Jazz is the only reason why some people listen to my music. That's not a bad thing. That's a very dedicated audience. Oh, really? You have two? Oh, okay. I'll have to dive back into your Spotify list. Set as well sounds great. Nothing really to give. I think it was mixed really well and also stayed interesting throughout. I have to hear the originals compared to the changes you made. You have very good sound selection all around as well. Yeah, I agree. Here we go. Some Nightcore knowledge. 30 to 35% higher pitch for also OG Duo remix stuff in terms of the actual. Okay. His vocals on. No pitched up JT. Oh, man. Still goes hard. Yeah, I agree. I still think it works really well. All right. Next up, we have. You thought Nightcore would be darker and slower. No, that's Lightcore. No, I'm joking. Bad joke. Kasha, yeah. Okay, you gotta. Yeah. We gotta convince him. We gotta convince him to let us hear it. See, Decor. There you go. Edge. All right. Next up, we have Flatterectomy. Tell us about your song, buddy. Oh, we got another Blitz submission, have we? Grab the file again. There it is. Alright, so this is a fine cliche from the Darks and Lights Blitz back in August 2023. Oof, so long ago now. Surprise, it features a line cliche. It has some issues, but I'll not point them out so I can get unbiased takes. All thoughts are welcome. Alright, awesome. Here we go. This is Flatterectomy.
You know how it's done, you know what they say. You've heard it before in much the same way. And every day it comes back again. It's always the same and it never ends. If you please, it helps you see dark and light. It's a contrast, all is right. We do love it's true to its name. One drops in half steps while two stay the same. If you please, there's two keys, black and white. It's a contrast, all is right. We do love a fine cliche, and should you choose to put it to use right away, I hope you will involve me in some happy way. If you please, this you'll seize, day and night. It's a contrast, all is right. We do love a fine cliche, and should you choose to put it to use right away, I hope you will involve me in some happy way.
All right, that was flat. It's interesting. So this song it's over 2 years old now, right? So coming back to a song this old would terrify me. Cool stuff, dude. I think the piano is a good driving force. Someone mentioned the velocities being too static or the quantization. I think it's a mix of both, personally. That could looking into. And the only other thing I heard was the piano and the vocal kind of like fighting a little in the, I don't know, the mid-range, 1 to 3K, like ballpark. It was only when you followed the chord progression where I picked it out personally. Let's see what some other people think. We got Kiyomi digs the composition. I also yeah, the 6/8 to 4/4 tempo train. I like that. I think it's a good way to bring attention back from the listener, just in case. Let's see. Oh yeah, Vert mentioned management from GMT as the as like a similar kind of sound. Yeah, absolutely. JFlow, yeah, the switch from 6/8 to 4/4 is interesting, but a little jarring to them. Kiyomi sees every key center with every note. Ellie as well, the amplitude seems a little static in places. Sept says that the change wasn't super jarring for how abrupt it was, and it fits, yeah. I agree with that. Set as well, the bass sound or whatever that thing is interesting, part of the kick. Yeah, a thumpier kick might be something to look at, maybe. Jaffa, very catchy hook, it was enough. There are enough changes throughout the song to keep it interesting. Maybe it's just me, but I'd throw some ride cymbal in there too, rather than just a hi-hat. That's just what I heard anyway. Yeah, some extra drum variation, why not? You know, it's a very minimalist composition currently, so I think some drum flair and ear candy wouldn't hurt. Set, yeah, well composed and arranged and mixed, in my opinion. I think the acoustic piano sound was too quantized and the chords were perfectly played. It was a bit distracting to me. The rhythm changes were cool to me. I liked them. I don't know if it was the kick drum or some low end sound that was a bit odd to me, but it was kind of cool too, lol. So maybe just keep it. I noticed it though. Yeah, I mean, if it's intentional to be noticed, then yeah, you should keep it. I think you do a good job with storytelling through your songwriting. There was a once or twice where I think the chord progression didn't venture far enough from home, or at least it could have gone a bit more tense. I'm splitting hairs there. Ah, interesting. No need for more instruments, in my opinion. It's really arranged with the instrumentation. There you go. All right. Yeah, cool stuff. One day I'll be brave enough to go back to songs that old. Once they hit a certain age, I just can't listen to my own songs. I don't know if anyone else is the same. But it's a good way to reiterate sounds too reductive of a word, but to take the knowledge you've learned in that time and improve upon yourself, you know. I can't listen to stuff I released a week ago. Oh, I know. The song I'm going to play to you now, I don't want to listen to. Well, the song I'm going to play tonight, my song, I don't really want to listen to. So, and that's brand new. Oh. Next up. All right. Next up, let me see. Where are we on the list? We're running down. Yeah. If I don't like him, I'd take him down. Yeah. I definitely listen to my music in terms of like hearing mistakes or things that I can like pick out so I can learn from it. But it's definitely more of a work than a pleasure thing for me. All good, Billy. Thanks for joining us. All right. Next up, yeah, we have Jaffafa. You want to give us a breakdown? If my old song is still getting listens, they say it doesn't matter if I don't like them anymore. Yeah, I think that's a very fair argument. Once it's out in the universe, it's the universe's decision. All right, let me find the file. All right. I just finished a song up yesterday. I'm somewhat new to music production, a yearish. Oh wow. And I don't usually do acoustic songs, so this is my first attempt. Despite the stupid title, it has nothing to do with the song. I was just hoping to get some general feedback, mix, composition, lyrics, etc. All right. The title, it is, I believe this is it, Harry Potter and the 480 FICO score. All right. So this is Jaffafa.
Love consumes me, and then it's gone. Count the moments that I've never acted on. I know it's there, but I'm too afraid to see that you've moved on. You won't wait for me, and it grows inside like a red carnation. Do you care I died with your salvation? Running to the ocean that the waves crash down. That is where you'll find me. There's a special kind of peace in being nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Can you see me as something more? Look past the moments that came before. Will you gone our separate ways. We've had a couple kids, oh, and I'm stuck inside a daze. And in this moment that we share, what could have been, in the end, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Can you see me as something more? Look past the moments that came before. Will you meet me at death's door? I will love you forevermore.
Oh man, I'm very excited with this song. Because when I was like 15, had blue hair and would wear like band shirts with like Dan Mumford artwork on it. This would be my like sad song. I guarantee you. I know you said you've only been doing music production for a year, but just purely from a songwriting structural position, I think you're solid, dude. Like genuinely, this is a good song. Like really, really liked it. Like other people have said, like the song is solid. There's some mixed stuff in there. At 150-ish, there's like a break where the piano softens, and I would love if you could have like a sustained violin in there just to follow along, kind of like ghost the existing piano that was before it, and then have it slowly fade back down. Let me see. Yeah, Ellie mentioned like the Midwest emo vibes, which I agree to a T. I really do hear like Midwest emo in the just the progression or the melody. It's a combination of the two, I think. Vert even said it. 9 Inch Nails territory. Honestly, I can see that too. Yeah. And we talked about Fall in Reverse and Escape the Fate. You know, like there was I can't remember. Was it between the not buried? I can't remember. There's an old emo band like kind of like the Rasmus that I could hear do a song like this maybe. But like yeah. Let's see. Before I just start rambling on about emo bands from when I was like a teenager. Yeah, J-Flow, very nice. Really enjoyed the composition. Lyrics and progression were great. In my opinion, the piano could use some more reverb and possibly less brightness. Dice's some 41 Simple Plan. Yeah, I could absolutely see. I think for me it would be Simple Plan for sure. Even Fight Star, that might be maybe a Fight Star. I could see that. But yeah, and then Anthro agreed. You're much better at making music than I was a year into. Yeah, dude. You heard the songs I made like a year into production. Oof, rough. I think it existed of just like an 808 drum and a snare and like one vocal sample. Yeah, and then just have a look here. Aman as well. Idea is core. Vocal processing could use a bit more work. Too much S, I think. Yeah, some de-essing could help. I think you're going to be a bit limited by the microphone you're using. Someone asked what it was. To me, it sounded like whatever mix problems were in the vocal. It was more the microphone's limitations, but I think there could be a bit more warmth in the vocal because right now it's a little disconnected from the rest of the instrumentation. Vocals are solid also. I just want to point that out. Yeah. Yeah, de-essing. Absolutely get on it. It's very useful, especially when you're dealing with high tail reverb. Brits not to bring up the Erasmus one. The Erasmus are good. Leave me alone. The Erasmus are good. Oh god, are we getting hightail memes in the chat? I see that reference. I understand it. It's dead. It's dead. It's long dead. Yeah, good stuff, dude. And again, not to hop on, for a year in production, you're on the right track. Next up, we have we have Tugamaki Ellie. Roland T1. The AT2020 is a great condenser mic. If you've got a little bit more cash, I use the Lewitt 440 pure condenser. It's double the price of the 2020, but I think it's an amazing mic. I don't like the AT20. I think it's a workhorse of a mic. I guess it depends on the vocal range. I have a very like dull voice, so I need bright microphones. Such a bad I disagree. I think the high end's fine. A bit of Beta 58. Is that a different thing to the SM58? All right. Grab the file. Don't sleep on the Focusrite setup. It's good. It's really good for the money. Yeah, too much SE. Yeah, I can see that. Alright, so Ellie, I've got your track. So, okay, so y'all are probably used to the odd little anecdotes and backstories for tracks I bring to the LCR. That's kind of just my thing. Most of my tracks have some personal connection or inspiration. Not this one. I'm just here to show my music. It's not the most refined, but it's a goofy little thing I made forever ago and never got around to releasing, so I gave it a quick once over. So, Shilling Time. I believe they have linked the distribute. Yeah. Alright, cool. I was gonna say as well, you guys can shill during this LCR. You know, I do not mind you guys posting your socials at the end. Feel free, like, you know. Just don't tell Pax and Volps. Right. Okay. Oh, cold hard cash. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. This is Ellie's track.
Now I dream of you. Hide away. I know that passing by. Just how it feels here. When I feel you could stay here, carry me off to the sky. Eyes closed, falling slowly. Hide away, know that I need you. Hide away, you saved me. Never thought something was missing. Now I dream of you. Hide away, hide away. Never thought missing you.
All right, there we go. Really nice build throughout the song. I was expecting a drop at some point, but honestly, the fact that it was a 3-minute build essentially, would you say, is that unfair to say? I think it's cool. I would have liked some kind of like, at some point I was hoping the vocals would sidechain with the rest of the synths just to add some additional rhythm, but on its own, I think it's good. Yeah, no problems. Dice has said, mentioned about some extra compression and reverb on the vocals. I think that's not a bad shout. Just to help it like blend a little bit more together. Koyomi also suggested some more variation because right now it sounds a bit stagnant, especially on the lyrics. But you did mention that it's plays in the background a lot of your stuff. And then let me see. Amani likes the composition. J-Flow, very chill. For background music, it's fantastic. I agree. I think it would work fine for that. Let me see. Interesting. Okay, so you got into production via making background music for my game dev stuff. Okay. So is that like soundtracks for the games, or is it just like for while you game dev? Here we go. Flat. Sidechain chords, vocals fade in. Yep. I love the vocal. It's a little lo-fi in that it's missing the high air frequencies. That can be a fair choice. And then switching into the big sustained synth vibe. And frequency could definitely be louder here. Now that we have more sound happening in the vocals, it's a little buried. Ends a little too suddenly for me. I'd like to have an outro there, even if it's just the final vocal line missing you a few times before stopping. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Set as well. This reminds you of dance music without the same type of drums. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Sounds really polished. I think it could use more variation, maybe in the melody or something, but I like it. Yeah, good points. Oh, you're planning to make a follow-up that has a lot more energy and variation to function as an extent. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you got some ideas for it, hopefully. Good stuff. All right. Moving down the list, we now have Sept. Tell us about your song. Oh boy, this is not going to fit on my blurb, so I'll just, I'll put up here. Yeah, I'm going to rework this blurb because already. Okay. Sorry for the little text. Hello, I woke up this morning facing the consequence of my actions last night. Scotch. Oh boy, we've all been there, dude. Don't worry. The multiple cups of coffee, I got a note for an LCR. I'm composing a piano piece, and rather than export the musical audio for it as it is, against my better judgment, I tried to record a take with my shaky caffeine hands and slapped some compression and EQ out and tried to mix it. Unfortunately, there are some silly mistakes in the playing, but I'm still practicing the piece and intend to get much better take when it is finished. I was messing with the melodic idea and recently fleshed it out after being inspired by making it through an entire interview process, getting the feedback of being such a wonderful candidate with really high scores on the assessments and great interviews, but having the position get closed right before my last interview. Oh, sorry, dude. So it was sort of for nothing. I've been applying for jobs for like over a year now, and this is sort of an emotional piece for me, I guess. I'll appreciate any advice, but I'm mostly looking for composition feedback. Okay. Mixed mastering advice is welcome. This time though, as I took some information from Passive Feedback and tried to make this piano sound better. Yeah, cool. Let me add that in so it's on the screen. There we go. Too long didn't read. Hangover performance of a composition I made with only a digital piano. He grabbed the file. Alright, so this is Sept. Jaden, you said it just as I did as well. I couldn't play this sober, so do not worry about any of the mistakes. Really cool stuff. even just hearing piano played, even with the mistakes, just the fact that it's being played and it's not perfectly quantized, just I don't know. It's super satisfying to me. I think it flows really well. I think the what's the word? The melodic structure of it and the variation is really good. At no point did I think it dragged. There's a moment where it kind of like settles in and goes quiet, and that brought me right back in. Like, yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. Flat has said solid pianos at the gate, waltzing, nice tempo switch, very fluid and dynamic. Yeah, I agree. Easy to fix in post if you have more MIDI, yeah, more reverb. Yeah, Amon agrees. And then, yeah, Anthropophobia, some tactfully placed strings in there would be sick. Koyomi suggests some alto flutes, oboes, and bass clarinets for the main melodies. Bassoons doubling the bass. Yeah, the imperfections are what makes it human and catchy. Yeah, it's that, you know, what's the word that they say? It's like, it's not even a word, it's a phrase. It's like off the grid, but still on a grid. And, you know, human playing is kind of like that. Build up some timpanis, brass, and then fanfare, yeah. Just put live on the upload and you'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. Get out of jail free card. See. Jaffa said as well, it reminded them of Skyrim theme music. Need to learn how to play piano like you. See? Man also suggested that the composition could be turned into trance. Oh man. Yeah, cool stuff. I'd be very interested to see what it sounds like when you've got it all like mapped out and quantized to a degree, you know. Yeah, and ironed out. You've published stuff with mistakes from is where major timing things have ruined the groove. Yeah. Other mistakes. I bet none of you heard that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're down to dices. Oh, you're gonna play. Oh, so brave. I am such a cheater. I will try and cheat whenever possible. So yeah, all the power to you for doing like actual takes. I wish I could do that. All right, let me. You spot the. Honestly, that's a pretty good content idea. All right. Dices. Just gonna grab that. Find the link. You DM'd it me. There it is. Alright. Alright, so Dice said we wanted to achieve an 80s pop sound with a touch of modern production. So I would like to have some feedback on the production of this song. I'd like to know if it is dynamic enough. I know you're all English speakers, so I don't expect any feedback on the lyrics, unless there are some that speak Spanish here in the chat. Hope you enjoy. Alright, let me just download the file. Alright, so this is Dice's. Okay. I'm afraid I don't know Spanish. However, the energy that your like vocals, um, there's a transfer of energy that kind of like defies the language barrier in your voices, and the pure like happiness of the song. Everyone says, you know, it was very 80s. I agree. Um, really polished. Couple things. The snare, it's the same kind of frequency range of the guitar in moments, and I feel like it buries the snare a little bit. I think someone else mentioned that. I think Koyomi mentioned it. Yeah, guitars are covering up. It seems. Yeah, yeah, on the snare. I agree on that. So the drums could hit a little harder in general, I think. But dude, really great sound. I think you nailed the 80s vibe. Let me see what some other people say. Koyomi, I should learn Spanish as my 6th language someday. All right, that's a flex. All right. I don't know. I know a tiny bit of Japanese, and that's it. Can't go wrong with the 80s. Yeah, can't go wrong with the 80s. Yeah. Let me see. I think it was Vert who mentioned some pads in the pre-chorus, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Fill up that space. Why not? Anthro loves the energy of this. Yep. Let me see. Amon, I don't understand anything, but it sounds cool. Yeah, absolutely. Set. I agree with the drums needing to be louder and punchier. Everything sounded great to me. Great vocal performance and guitar. Arrangement was good. Didn't get boring at any point. I listened to this on the radio and not change the channel. Oof, that's high praise. Anthro says, I personally dig not being able to understand the words. Agreed the drums could kick a bit more, but you undeniably nailed the 80s pop vibe. Jafafa, not sure what you're saying, but the vocals are amazing. You both have great voices, and the back and forth dynamic sounded amazing. I was over here tapping my foot. Wait, Koyomi, you know, Japanese, Nepali, Bengali, English. Yeah, dude, that's so much. Blimey. Okay. J-Flow, catchy, definitely hits the value you're going for. I think a more pronounced build-up to the chorus could sound really cool. Yeah. High praise, dude. Well done. All right, we are down to the very last track, which is me. If you guys would be so kind, I would like to share a song I put out on Friday. This song was a absolute fucking nightmare to make because the project file corrupted itself twice. I spent maybe 3 months trying to uncorrupt the project file. Yeah. Yeah, so it turns out when you change what's it called, bitrate in Logic Pro, it changes it in a way that adjusts the timing of the entire audio channel. So everything went out of tune and out of time and everything. And on top of that, my Logic updated, and then my old Contact 5 became unsupported, and any project file with Contact 5 in it got corrupted, which is great. Oh, Logic sucks. I'm buying Ableton as a present for myself for Christmas, and I'm moving to Ableton on my PC. I have been cursing the devs of Logic for years. Terrible RNG, I know. So this is a first. I'm actually going to be sharing a lyric video, so I'm hoping my my setup for it will work. Let me find out. Ooh, there we go. Okay. My dad uses Logic when he's 70, so yeah. Yeah, I'm not 70, I can assure you. So yeah, I released a song on Friday, which is called The Sickening Machine. This is part of a technically an EP that it's mostly I'm just waterfall releasing songs just to try out waterfall releases. Yeah, this is the newest one. So if you guys wanna sit back relax, and I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. Here's my song.
Goddamn, it's a bad situation. Pouring rain at the train station while you people watch these zombies in the way they walk. Been a minute, how you been? Stop stalling now, run along, okay, I'm gone. I've been running for miles, chasing my shadow. It's been gone for a while, sounds deep but it's shallow, cause okay, I'm gone. Who made you God? Okay, I'm gone. Okay, I'm gone. I've been running for miles, chasing my shadow. It's been gone for a while, sounds deep but it's shallow, cause I feel, and things are getting clearer. I feel, and things are never nearer. I feel, when you don't turn away. I feel, when things don't go away. I feel, when things don't go away.
All right, that's it. Too short, I know. It was a little bit longer and I shortened it down. I know. It's unfortunately due to the corruption. There's some like clicks and pops from the audio files being corrupted, and I had to completely remove a section, so it is too short. But yeah, that's the last song of the LCR, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. It was a busy one. We had a full house. Now is the time, guys, to post your social medias in the chat. Like this is the shill zone right now, as Ellie would put it. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Okay, throw your SoundCloud up at the very least. You know, SoundCloud, Spotify's, whatever. Post it in. This is a shill positive zone. But otherwise, we are done, guys. So for those of you still awake at like 1 a.m., it's time to go to bed. There we go. All right, guys, I'm signing off for the night. Thanks all for coming. And I will hopefully see most of you next Sunday. So, peace.